Well, hello there, beautiful people. It's me, Jazzy Mac, and today's work from home opportunity is going to be for Target. Yes, I said Target. Yes, they are hiring. Yes, I have the resumes already completed for you. And as a special treat, because you know I love you so much, I put together a little something for you. Let me show you what I've got for you. Jazzy's got work from home interview questions for Target. Listen, we're going to go over these questions because I really need you to get this job. I know how difficult it can be sometimes to get these jobs, and I know the holiday season is coming up. So we're going to definitely talk about how you can get hired at Target, what you need to say during the interview. And because I love you, of course, you know, I've got some bonus opportunities available for you people that are going to be very beginner friendly. And I've got some no phone opportunities that pay over $25 per hour. So before we get into all of that fun stuff, you know, I got to do my shout outs because you all have been just absolutely killing it. Now, the first one that we've got to talk about is Miss Ariel that said, "Hi, Jazzy, this comment is long overdue. I watch your videos, and when I was looking for a job, I applied to the Yelp sales executive role you mentioned in one of your videos. I got hired and I'm on my 5th month. I love it. Thank you for doing these videos." Ariel, first of all, congratulations. But secondly, why are you just telling me this excellent news 5 months in? Okay. Now, I'm not going to hold that against you, but just I feel some type of way about that. But congratulations to you, Ariel. I know you're loving it over at Yelp. And then Miss Evie said, "Hi, Jazzy. After 2 months and over 60 rejections, I finally got the job. I used your resume kit and all your tips and officially accepted a position with Wayfair. Thank you so much for all the time and effort you put into these videos." Yes, Evie, I'm so excited for you. Congratulations. Save me one of those discounts because I love me some Wayfair. Miss Buffy said, "Guess what, Jazzy? I applied for the remote job with Nelnet on late Sunday night, received an email Monday evening to interview, had my phone interview yesterday and got the job. I start training on September 18th. Woohoo! Congratulations to you." Y'all, I'm telling you, I understand you may have wanted to make a little bit more money off of that Nelnet position, but if you understood the opportunities that having Nelnet does, like what that does on your resume and the opportunities and doors it's going to open up for you, like if you want to go into government, if you want to go into contracting, if you're someone that wanted to go into corporate education, learning and development, QA, all of these are pathways that start with Nelnet. So I am so proud of you. I'm excited for you. Let me know how it goes. And then Miss Crystal said, "Hey, Jazz, I just got hired with Nelnet as well. And they asked me how I heard about the job. I stated that I heard about it from you." And she stated that everyone she interviewed said the same thing. Thank you, guys. Put God first and everything will fall into place. Jazz, thank you so much for all you do. And may God continue to bless you. Yes, Crystal, congratulations to you. You are going to be sitting in a cohort of other individuals that, you know, start on September 18th and some of you start October 2nd. But all of you are going to be like, "I came here from Jazzy." And I'm just so excited about that. And then Mr. Dad said, "Jazzy, I am so excited. I interviewed for Nelnet and was offered the job. Your interview cheat sheet and resume really helped me pull everything together in a professional manner. I start September 18th. Thank you so much." Yes, I am so excited for all of you. Y'all just made my little day over here. We're going to circle back to this Target opportunity, but I wanted to show you all something for those of you that are like, "I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm just getting back into the workforce." Or maybe you're someone that's switching from like healthcare, or you're switching from education, or maybe you work at a daycare and you're like, "I want to go into tech." A lot of people want to go into entry-level tech roles because of all the growth opportunities, and the flexibility to work from home. And a lot of these jobs have flexibility for you to like travel and just explore. So I wanted to show you a company called Global Payments. Okay. Global Payments is kind of like if you've ever used Apple Pay, Google Pay, all of that POS system technology. They're like the middle of that. They're the ones that kind of create the innovation and technology around a lot of these payment processing software products that we use, software and hardware products. So they're not a bank, but they are a financial technology company, if that makes sense. So one of the probably most entry-level friendly positions you will ever find that's going to give you training and equipment is going to be the remote fraud specialist position. Now, granted, this position starts at $15 per hour and the benefits start from day one. This is entry-level friendly for anybody that says, I want to get into cybersecurity. I want to get into banking. I want to get into technology. They train you. I want to say their training is is it 12 weeks? Something like that, but it's very, very thorough training. It's the perfect way to get back into the workforce if you have never gotten into this sort of field before. Again, they provide the equipment. You're going to be doing things like identifying fraudulent credit card activity through training, through research of department policies, and ultimately determining if, someone has a legitimate claim as it relates to credit card fraud, or do they not have a claim? Is this a person that is always reporting fraud, things of that nature. So you don't really need to have a bunch of experience, just have some sort of contact center experience or work from home experience in the last 18 months. I am here to tell you that if you have not worked in the last 18 months, let's say you haven't worked in the last 22 months, that's not going to be a deal breaker. Okay. You simply explain that to the recruiter. Hey, recruiter, I was taking care of my parents during the pandemic, or I was taking care of my baby during the pandemic. That's why I have this gap in my work history. I'm ready to get back out there. I'm excited about working for Global Payments. I love the technology and innovation that this company offers. Boom, you're hired. Thanks, Jazzy. You're welcome. Okay. So this is one of the opportunities that they have. Another opportunity that they have is going to be the customer service role. Yes, resumes are done for this as well. And then if you're bilingual, they have bilingual roles for you as well. Now, the position that we talked about that paid $25 an hour, that is no phones, is this position, the remote technical writer position. If you have ever gone on anybody's website and you had to use a self-help article to help you restart your iPhone or to help you download software on your computer, on your MacBook, whatever, there are people that literally take all of that complicated engineering lingo and they translate it into layman's terms data. Okay. So if you were to go to the Google Play Store, or you went to the Apple Store and you were looking up directions on how to use a certain app, there's a person that has said, hey, how do we make this simple for our customers to understand these how-to steps, these knowledge articles? Okay. So again, this pay, very good pay, $25 to $26 per hour. This isn't a phone's roles. This is not a phone role. This is more of a role where you are taking technical jargon, you're breaking it down. You are working with different teams. You could work with the technical team to kind of liaise with them. You could be working with other departments. It's overall is a position that's great for anybody that is good with words, good with explaining. You moms out there, y'all explain stuff to your toddlers 53 times a day, okay? And you do it so eloquently. And so this is perfect for moms that are just organized. You're good with creating plans. You're good with organizing thoughts. This is perfect for you, okay? You don't really need to be a subject matter expert. That's just a nice to have, in their eyes. But they're saying minimum qualifications are just a high school diploma and any type of relevant experience. Relevant experience is where you've worked in a job where you had to write down some sort of processes, or maybe you had to send out emails documenting certain procedures that you had to follow or that you wanted a customer to follow. When you were talking to customers in a call center, you were sending out documents to them, follow-up documents, follow-up emails, all that stuff is considered relevant experience. And yes, we do have the resumes available in your portal all ready for this position. Okay. So I know you all are eager to hop into this Target opportunity because Target it's like a freaking shooting star. Like you see it and time you see it, it's gone. So this is a position that a lot of people have been asking me about, and it's finally here because they're revving up for the holidays. So let's talk about the position. So we're looking at the seasonal home-based guest specialist role. Okay. It is going to start out at $18 per hour. They've got several locations across the central time zone. If you do not work or live in the central time zone, you should apply for this anyway because they are going to expand. They're probably just targeting the central time zone first because that's like their headquarters are located in the central time zone. However, they will need people from coast to coast as this holiday season revs up. So if you want to go ahead and throw your name in the ring, put your name out there, I think this would be perfect for you, okay, as this holiday season is coming up. So you could be assisting customers across phones. It could be email support. It could be social media. It could be chat support. If I were you, I would ask the recruiter what you're ultimately going to be doing, because you're not going to be doing all four. It's impossible to do all four. But with Target having a huge presence on platforms like Twitter and also platforms like Instagram, you might be the person that's responding to those comments that people might have. So make sure you get with the recruiter to ask them exactly, what communication channel you'll ultimately be managing. Now, the start date for this is going to be Monday, October the 9th. They've got multiple shifts available. They've got a 12 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. shift. They've got a 1:30 to 10 shift. Okay. And it says that you will be doing this mostly Monday through Friday, just so you know. And if you work across Mountain or Central Time, this is kind of like the breakdown of the states. Again, high school diploma is all they require, and a flexible schedule is pretty much all they're asking you to have, and some customer service experience. Yes, they will provide you with the equipment. A while back, they used to give you, your laptop, and then they also give you some office, like a stipend to set up your office, to buy equipment and stuff like that. I don't know if they still do that, but again, a question for the recruiters. So a lot of people are going to look for this job and they're going to say, Jazzy, I can't find it. Here's the job ID right here. If you were to type in like remote guest specialist, it is not going to come up. So make sure you are typing in this exact job ID. Okay. So let's talk about these interview questions, because this is the most important part here. Here are a few things I need for you all to know when it comes to Target. They conduct their interviews, or at least at the last time they hired for this position, they conducted their interviews via HireVue. If you've never heard of HireVue, it is essentially where you record your video responses to their questions. Now, it's not a whole bunch of questions. It's only like a few questions, but this is how they kind of streamline the hiring process. And this is how they're able to hire hundreds of people without it taking like forever to go through each candidate. Now, the SAR method is what they use to ask these questions. And SAR is going to stand for situation, action, and result. So all of their questions are going to be based on you telling them what the situation is, telling them what action you took, and then what was the result or the outcome. When it comes to retaking those questions, they don't allow you to do it. So you want to make sure you've really practiced these answers before you hit submit, because once you hit submit, you cannot go back and change your answers. Generally, the timeline for this is going to be a few weeks. After you apply for the job, you'll be invited within a day to take either an assessment or to submit these HireVue questions. And usually within a week is when you'll hear from that recruiter. You might hear back sooner. So let's look at what some of these questions are going to ultimately be on for this role. So again, we said these are going to be higher view questions, which is the company that provides the video responses, well, the platform for it. So just as a sample, it's going to say something like, in this section, there are 6 questions for you to answer. Some of the questions are going to require you to record a response with video. You will only be given 3 attempts to record your response. Each question will have its own time limit. Once you submit your answer, you cannot change it, and you will be taken to the next question. So let's take a look at what their questions look like. So a typical question you'll see, not just with Target, but pretty much with any job. And just so you guys know, I've put together like a cheat sheet for you all that has the questions and the answers. Okay. They might deviate a little bit, but overall, that cheat sheet is going to help you answer these questions in a way that's going to get you hired. Okay. Now, one of the questions they're going to ask you is along the lines of, tell me about your background, your relevant work experience, and why you are interested in this position. And you may be saying, Jazzy, how in the world do I answer that? Like, what do I say? Well, what I would say if it were me is, and let's think about this. Let's say you worked at TJ Maxx and you worked as a cashier. You're not going to say, well, I work at TJ Maxx as a cashier and I'm looking for a job to help pay bills so I can buy my kids some Christmas gifts. That's going to get your application thrown in the trash, okay? Because you're not using that SAR method, which is the situation, action, result. You're not really giving them a lot of information to go on by giving these like overly simplified answers to those questions. So one of the things that you can do is kind of just go in the order that they presented, which is you want to tell a little bit about your background, talk a little bit about your experience, and talk about your desire to work at the company. So what I would say if I had worked at Target and I was a cashier, I would say something along the lines, and recording this, I would say something along the lines of, hi, my name is Jazzy. For the past 3 years, I've worked as a cashier at TJ Maxx, where I developed a diverse set of skills that make me a perfect fit for this guest services position. At TJ Maxx, I provided exceptional customer service and manage transactions through their POS system. And I also played a key role in driving customer loyalty and sales. Through my interactions with customers, I developed a knack for understanding their preferences and needs, making personalized recommendations, and ultimately fostering a positive shopping experience. Additionally, working at TJ Maxx taught me the importance of anticipating and adapting to business needs, and I became adept at navigating busy periods and managing inventory. So if you just stop to think about what I just said, we've talked about the background and we've addressed the work experience. At this point, we need to move on and talk about the interest in the position and give a really heartfelt answer, right? So that it doesn't sound like we're interested just because of the money or just because we're desperate for a job. So, something that you could say as far as your interest in the position is you can talk about how Target is an innovative company that has a reputation for expanding its product base and having a reputation for it being a great place for employees to grow in. And you can say, based on the work that I've done at TJ Maxx, as far as learning inventory management and POS systems, that's something I really want to build upon at Target. I know Target's going to offer me that growth and that opportunity to not only wow our customers and build that loyalty, but to also learn new systems and learn new software that's going to allow me to really have that innovative knowledge that I just desire. So that is my interest in working for Target. I know that this is going to be a position that allows me to expand on my skill sets and to grow with the company. And you can also say something like, I know that when people start working at Target, they never ever want to leave because their employees are treated so well. Target's got such a great reputation with having a diverse employee base space and I want to be a part of a company that is fast growing and just is an all around a great company to work for. So they give you 3 minutes to answer the question. You don't have to use all 3 minutes to answer that question. But again, you don't want your answers to be so short and cut and dry that you're just like this boring candidate, right? So again, a way that you break that down is by background, your work experience, and your interest in the position, right? This is going to all be in your resume portal when you go into the interview cheat sheet. You guys will see this. So some of the other questions that they might ask you once you get to the recruiter part of it, or once you get to speaking with a member of the hiring team, is they might ask you, what do you know about Target? Or have you ever shopped with us before? Now, you don't have to lie about these questions. Most of us have definitely shopped with Target. But when they say, what do you know about Target? You can say, I know that you're one of the world's largest retailers. You can point out where their headquarters is located. You could point out who their CEO is and why he is such an innovative thought leader, things of that nature. I've got some sample answers in the interview cheat sheet inside of the portal. So those are some of the questions that you can anticipate being asked once you complete your higher view questions. Tell me about yourself. Walk me through your resume. These are questions you should always, always, always be practicing, because you're going to be asked these in pretty much any interview that you ever do. You'll always be asked these same questions. So you want to master this question, not just for Target, but for any of the jobs that I post that you ultimately apply for. So let me know if you've got any questions. I am just so freaking proud of all of you. Like, y'all just make me so happy when you actually apply for these jobs, and when you apply for jobs that I didn't post, when you're like, hey, I took your resume and I used it for other jobs. Like, that's what you're supposed to be doing. So continue to do that, and let me know what other opportunities you ultimately like to see. I am here for you, and I wish you all well. Stay safe. And until the next time, I will see you good folks in the next video. Bye.